Well, good morning everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name's Motor Rover, and we're just going to go out for a quick ride up in the Peak District today. Or going up for a ride in the Peak District, not a quick ride to be honest with you. I've got a few hours that I'm going to have a little ride around. I've not been creating any videos for the last few weeks. Yeah, I've been busy doing some DIY on the house, putting new kitchen in, so I've not really had an opportunity, and the weather's been a bit pants to be honest with you. So I did end up losing some video that I shot. I got a trip down to see my father in Bedfordshire, got back, transferred it onto a hard drive, and unfortunately the hard drive got corrupted, and it was basically toast, so I ended up losing all that footage. But live and learn. So what I've done is I changed my PC actually, to be honest with you. I bought a more powerful PC, with a lot more RAM in it, Windows 11, and a lot of capacity to take a lot bigger hard drive. The other PC I had was only a small Dell Optiplex PC, where you were a bit limited on an internal hard drive space. So with this system I can expand it, put another 3 drives in it if I need to. So yeah, I do have external drives as well, but it just capacity wise it was just a bit of a pain, so I'd rather have it internal memory rather than or internal storage capacity rather than external. So yeah, so I bought a new PC, but I've not used it in anger yet to edit any videos, so this will be my first opportunity to put some content on there and stick another video up on YouTube. So it's clocks changed last night, so yeah, so this is the first of the clocks falling back, so it's in reality we get an extra hour in bed this morning. So it's currently 8:40. I've just been to my daughter's house to drop off some presents for my grandchildren for Halloween. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is from there I've headed up into the Peak District. So yeah, we're just coming into Duffield now. I'll swing a left here, go up towards Wirksworth, and then on to Cromford Canal, and then maybe go down via Jallia, see how they're getting on putting the speed cameras in, and then I was thinking of going up towards the Cat and Fiddle, and then maybe go up sort of somewhere around that way today, but we'll see where the mood takes me. Yeah, so that's the plan for today. So we'll see how far we get. And what I think I'm going to do today is I'm going to break the video up into a couple of different sections, because I've got a couple of things that have changed since the last time I went out. And one of them is I put new tyres on the bike. So I've changed the Anakee Wilds to Anakee Roads. So I'm going to talk about them today. I've not had an opportunity to ride on them, to be honest with you. I pretty much got the tyres changed at Pidcocks and rode the bike home, and it's sat there ever since, not been out at all, because I've obviously been busy every weekend for the last few weekends. So I'll do a video on them today and what I think of them, initially what I think of them, because I've not seen many people do videos on the Anakee Road tyres yet. So this I'll do a little video on them and what I think, and see what they see how they ride. Okay, so what we're going to do now is let's talk about the tyres. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier in the video, I've a couple of changes on this bike, and one of them obviously a few weeks ago I went and got some new tyres on there, and I've gone from the Anakee Wilds, which, to be honest with you, for a 50/50 tyre, even on the road, I was very impressed with the tyres. They were really good tyres. Never had any problems with them, to be honest with you. But the chance of me ever taking this bike off-road are about a million to one. So it's just not going to happen. So to have 50-50 tyres on there when I'm never going to go off-road just seems a bit pointless, to be honest with you. So I've decided that I've replaced them with a more road focused tyre. Now obviously I could have just got out and got some Michelin Road 60s and be done with it. I had Road 5s on my 1200 RS, and again they were great tyres, no problem at all with them. Really good grip. So yeah, more than impressed with them as well. But they were okay on the RS because that's a more touring bike. So with a touring bike, you obviously have more road focused tyres on there, or road focused tyres. This isn't really. I want to keep in the character of this bike rather than sort of going to a completely road focused tyre. So I had a look on the Michelin website, and Anakee have 3 tyre options on there. So they have the Anakee, let's just move that camera up a little bit. They have the Anakee Adventure tyres, which I think are a 75-25 tyre. They have the Anakee Wilds on there, which obviously is a 50-50 tyre. And then they have Anakee Roads on there, which are a 90-10 tyre. So my thinking was, well, it sort of stays within the character of the bike to get something that's suited to more this style bike. So that's what I decided I was going to plumb for. Now, these tyres weren't cheap. For both of them, I think they were just over 400 quid. I changed the front and back. So yeah, they're not a cheap tyre. I did ring around a couple of the BMW dealerships to get some prices from them, and they were all within a fiver of each other. So I just took it to my local BMW dealer, which to me is Pidcock's in Long Eaton. I also called around a couple of other dealerships as well. I've got a Yamaha dealership, Arnold's in Burton-on-Trent, but they told me because the spokes on this bike are on the outside of the rim, their tyre fitting machine doesn't work with these tyres. So yeah, so they couldn't do it for me. Then I called someone else, and they turned around to me and said, they asked that question as well, can you put these tyres on? And they said to me that unfortunately they can't guarantee that they wouldn't damage the rim. So that was a complete no-no for me. So I decided not to go down that route either. So yeah, so I sort of only left me the option of going to the BMW dealership, because the last thing I want to do is damage the rims, taking the risk, because I'm sure they would afterwards get off, say they told me so afterwards. But as far as I'm concerned, yeah, the damage was done then. So yeah, so BMW dealership it was. Yeah, let's get back. What else talking about? Yeah, so I didn't want to take that risk. So the only choice for me in the end was a BMW dealership. So yeah, so that's what we did. I was on holiday in beginning of September, middle of September. So yeah, so about 5 weeks ago these cars were put on, and like I said, I've only been drove back from the dealership to home on them, which is 15-20 miles, something like that. And that's all I've done with them so far. So initial impressions. Okay, so one of the things I didn't like about the Anakee Wild was low speed road noise. They were noisy tyres on this bike. So, and I didn't like that. Yeah, you could really notice it, especially sort of doing 10, 15, 20 mile an hour through town and stuff like that. It sounds like you're on a tractor basically. So that's why I didn't go back down the route of getting them tyres again. Another reason, one of the other reasons was, main reason was because of the I didn't need that 50/50 tyre capability. But so like I said, I went with these tyres. Initial impressions on these tyres are they're super quiet, really are quiet. There's no road noise comes from these tyres whatsoever, so I'm really impressed with that element of it. I've done now, what we've done this morning, we've probably done 40 miles this morning so far, maybe less, 30 to 35 miles. So I've only done 50 miles, so it's going to take me a little while to scrub them in. Another thing is the roads are a bit damp this morning. You can see there's a little bit of moisture on the surface. The sun hasn't had a chance to dry the road surface out yet. So I'm not going to really push these tyres until I get a bit drier weather. But yeah, so I think all told, another good decision. Quite happy with them. Like I said, they were not cheap. I think when I put the last set of Road 5s onto my our 1200 RS, they were, I think, about 350 quid, maybe even a bit less than that, 340. These tyres are best part for 70 or 80 quid more than that, so they're not cheap. Like I said, not cheap. But that could be inflationary rises as well, to be honest with you, because it was a couple of years ago since I last had some tyres put on a bike, and like everything else in the world, everything's gone up over the last little while. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll do something like a 1,000-mile review on these tyres once I start getting a few miles under my belt on them, and I'll come back to see what I think of them. Rocket 3. Yeah, give you an idea what I think of them. But initial impressions again on these were, well, they feel lovely, absolutely lovely tyres. A lovely morning. Yeah, the trees now really shedding their leaves, and all that's ended up on the roads as well. So yeah, over the next few months the weather's going to get worse and the road quality is going to get worse and worse and worse. So I think my usage of the bike over the winter is going to get less and less again this year, so it's a shame. So yeah, so like I said, I'll go back to the tyres again. I'll do a 1,000-mile review of them, or I'll keep an ongoing review of what I think of them over the next few weeks. Probably during the winter as well. But this road surface here looks a lot drier, so yeah, and I'll give some feedback and updates to people. Like I said, if you've got any questions about them and what I think of them, again, I'll do another video off the bike to show you the tyres. So yeah, what I'm going to do is sign off now. So like I said, I'm going to, I think I'll try and get 2 videos out of this morning. Like I said, one of them about the tyres and my initial impressions. Like I said, I do a bit of filming back at base, back at home. Afterwards, just show you the tread patterns and them on the bike. And then I'll do the same thing with the jacket. And then we'll pop a couple of videos up on YouTube. Your viewing pleasure. Okay, good afternoon everybody. So we're just going to do the walk around the bike now with the tyres. Obviously these are the Anakee Road roads that I put on. They've done about 300 or 400 miles on them now. Obviously the weather, as you know, if you have a look around, you can see snow on the ground everywhere. So we've had a bit of snow this week, and the weather's been a bit different over the last few days. So yeah, last weekend when I took it out, there was quite a lot of rain and fog up in the Peak District. I made a video of that. So yeah, so they're fitted to my GS 1250. And yeah, I used to have the Anakee Road tyres, sorry, Anakee Wild tyres on it before, and now we swapped them over to these new Anakee Roads. I've put a bit of explanation in the video previously about the reasoning behind that. and why I did that. So you can see the tyres there. I'm very pleased with them at the moment. They perform admirably even in sort of reasonably poor conditions. So yeah, over time will tell, and hopefully they're going to get better and better as the warmer months come on. Sun's a bit out there, so as the warmer months come on, obviously I'm going to do a little comparison of why I chose these tyres against some of the other tyres which were options on this bike. But yeah, so we'll drop back into the computer now, and then I'll do a bit of an explanation of why I chose these tyres. Thanks for watching. Okay, so we're back inside now, a little bit warmer. So why did I choose these tyres? So the originals that come with the bike when I bought the bike new were the Anakee wild tyres, and they were okay, to be honest with you. I'd never had a real problem with them. I think they performed reasonably well. They were pretty good on the road too, but it was just the noise on them was not the best. So I decided that I was going to change them. Now, on my previous bikes, I had a set of Michelin Road 5, or when I had my R1200 RS bike, and it was good. The tyres were really good on there, and I was quite pleased with them. But it was a road bike. So with this bike, because it's sort of more of an adventure style bike, I wanted to try something slightly different and go with something that fitted the style of the bike. And I didn't want to go completely to road tyres and go and buy Michelin Road 6, so I decided to go with the a road-based tyre. Now there's a couple of options available to me, as you can see on the screen. The first option is obviously the Road 6 is 100% road tyres, and then we had the Anakee Wilds that were a 50-50 tyre. So the three that really concerned me, I was interested in, was the Anakee Road, the Anakee 3 and the Anakee Adventure. So I am never probably ever going to take this bike off-road, on true off-road. The only thing I'm probably ever going to go is on a bit of wet grass at a campsite. So I didn't really need the Anakee Adventure tyres, so I decided then to whittle it down to the two. So it was a toss-up between the Anakee Road and the Anakee 3 tyres. Now there's a couple of reasons why I chose to go down the route of picking those tyres, and that can be explained a little bit in the tread patterns on there. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you some images now of the tread patterns. So these are the tyres I've actually gone and purchased. Now if you compare these to, say, the Road 6 tyres, they look very similar, not a lot of difference, but the tread patterns are slightly wider, so I think they offer a little bit more grip and traction when you're not actually on the road, and probably offer the same amount of water displacement when you're actually on the road. The other option is obviously going with the Anakee 3 tyres. Now the image I'm showing now, you can see that the slots are slightly wider with a slightly beveled edge on the grooves on there, which I think basically they're very similar to the Anakee Road tyres. It's just they've probably got slightly better grip off-road and displacement of gravel or off-road capability. So my main focus, as I said before, was to go with a tyre that was for the road but fitted the style of the bike, and I feel that with the Anakee Road tyres they fit that bill perfectly. I hope everybody likes the video. I hope it's informative, and if you've got any questions then reach out to me in the comments and I'll try and answer the best you can. Like I said in the video, I paid about £405 I think for both tyres all told, so they're not cheap tyres. The Road 5s I put on my last bike were about 150 quid cheaper, maybe a little bit more than that, cheaper than these tyres. But time will tell whether I think it's obviously the longevity and the life of the tyres is the main thing. If I can get 6,000 miles out of these, I'll be more than happy. Like I said, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.